Everyone, back for another video, and today this is a movie review of probably one of the most anticipated Marvel movies of this year. It's not my most anticipated movie, but it's not the point. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. I saw it Friday, you know, and I have a lot to say. But I've also been like kind of thinking about it because I didn't want to do it just after I saw it. But and I just but now I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about it. But for first, I'll do a short non-spoiler review. It was good. I didn't think it was terrible, but it wasn't as good as the first one, of course. But I would say it is one of the best Phase 4 movies, but that's not really saying much. But yeah, I think it has it's pretty good. And the story is kind of on well, basically kind of the morning of Chadwick Boseman, aka T'Challa. And it kind of focuses on it for like well, it's not actually technically the main plot, but most of the plot is focused on Namor, and also Shuri. But that's really all I can say. That's like non-spoilers. But I'm going to talk about only certain things of the movie, because if I talk about the whole movie, this probably be like a 15-minute video. So I'm just going to talk about the big points, mostly just the characters. First, I'm going to talk about Shuri. So Shuri, I think, was good. I didn't think she was like amazing, because I actually liked her a lot more in the first movie. I thought she was a lot more enjoyable. In this, she's kind of like she feels like she's trying to be Chadwick Boseman. That's what she feels like. She feels like she's trying to be T'Challa. Like, I can tell that the original script was clearly supposed to be T'Challa, and it just feels so off with her. And she even kind of dresses like him. She has like some clothes that are like purple, and T'Challa dresses like that, like kind of matches his costume. And it's so off-putting because of how she looks in the original movie, and she's kind of like a young. She feels like a younger sister in the first Black Panther. In this, she's like completely different. She, like I said, she just feels like T'Challa to me, and that's kind of probably a good reason, and that's what I'm gonna get to, is that it's not really a spoiler. So, but I'll put in the spoiler. That's what I put in the spoiler section anyway. But she's Black Panther in the trailer, of course. And I think that how they did it, I'm not the biggest fan of, because it feels like the reason for her become Black Panther was not really an honorable thing. Like, it was a vengeful thing because her mom got killed by Namor, because Namor attacked, because basically they declared war, basically, on Wakanda, basically, because Shuri, and oh my god, what was her name? The girlfriend of Black Panther, she accidentally killed one of some so-called Atlanteans. They don't call them Atlanteans, but they are. But whatever. But but like, it's just and also big surprise by it, because they actually go. She does go to the astral plane when she goes to become Black Panther. Of course, you gotta do it. And you assume that she's gonna meet her mother, right? Because she's like, they show the throne, and because it looked like it was wearing white. I'm like, oh, so it's the mom. It's a big surprise. I never expected this. It's not. It was Killmonger. And I was like, what? I was so shocked by it. Like, I did not look at anything of this movie. So this was a complete surprise to me. Thank God. I didn't get spoiled, thank God. But like, it was pretty cool. I thought that was cool that like Killmonger was in a way, like, not what probably most people were expecting it to, because I know some people thought he was gonna be resurrected. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought that was a stupid theory. But it did happen, and that was really cool. Um, but also, but it seems like she's be like kind of like becoming like, I don't know if this is what their intention was, but I kind of feel like she was becoming Killmonger in a way. That's probably why her suit was gold. But I don't know. I just think, and also the her suit is really cool looking, but it's just there's some parts I'm very off about it. Like she takes off the helmet, her head looks so tiny to the whole suit. I don't know why that is, but it looks super off. Like she looks so skinny, like way too skinny for like a Black Panther. I don't know. There's something about it that's just super weird. I don't know. I don't know if her head is actually that small, but it looks so weird. But she does have cool action scenes. Um, but another thing is she's not Black Panther for that long. She's basically only Black Panther for like the last 20 minutes of the movie. So I don't even know why it's called Black Panther. Black Panther's not really in it. Um, but yeah, I think that's a little bit of an issue for me. But I don't know how other people feel about it. It's like, oh, you do the movie without Black Panther, but I feel like it can't. But uh, she did have cool action scenes, and she was interesting. I think her like kind of like trying to cope with like the passing of her brother was pretty interesting, and I really liked that part of the movie because it took it like super seriously, and I think that um it was really well done. But but that's mostly what I can say about Shuri that I can remember. I might also just watch the movie again, but for right now, this is how I feel. But now let's get into one of my least favorite parts of the movie, Ironheart. Um, Ironheart's in the movie. If and any of you do not know who she is, to simplify it, she's basically Miles Morales' Iron Man. That's kind of what she is, and I'm not joking. She literally is. It was created by the same person who made Miles Morales. So there you go. In this movie, she is somewhat important, but she kind of gets moved to the side in like the end. Really, like, and I mean in plot, she is involved, but she doesn't really do that much. Like it kind of feels like because well, one let me look at first. I'll explain her in her whole point in the movie. So basically, what I understood, I was kind of confused, but they say that she had technology like vibranium or something. She like had technology that like was under the ocean, and I think Namor wanted her to like kill her so then he can have his technology back. I don't know, but then he completely forgets about that. It says, oh, that's not my main plan. It's actually to just declare war against the whole earth basically because they were messing with my people. But I don't know. See and see even Namor, that's where I was like at the point of like, so even the movie doesn't really care that much about her either. But I'm not saying the actress is bad either though. The actress did what she could. I think she was super entertaining, but she really did not serve a purpose in this movie. And I know the reason why they added her was just so they can promote their Disney Plus series. I know that's the only reason. And I did see the Ironheart costume in the end. I still do not like it. It looks like something I'd see in Max Steel. And actually, not thinking about it, it looks almost exactly like it, but just a different colors. It's even like has like the costume design, even like it's shaped the same way. It's Max Steel. It's a female Max Steel. And I don't think anyone knows what that is, sadly, but whatever. But yeah, Ironheart really is just she's just fine. I don't know. I just didn't like her that much. Anyway, now time for one of the best parts of the movie, Namor. Namor, I really did like. I think he's a pretty good villain. He's not my favorite villain in like all of Marvel. Killmonger is still better than Namor. But he did have a lot of stuff going on with him. I like that he's kind of like T'Challa in a way in this movie because he's like defending his people and keeping his culture like basically just isolated from everything else. So he is like not really bad. He's kind of an anti-hero. And that makes sense, But I kind of wish they made him a lot more threatening in this. I'm not saying he wasn't threatening at all in this movie. He was, but I wanted to like have the brutality he was, like how he was in the comics at least, to make him, I think, a lot more scarier, but also someone you can kind of understand. I think that's what they should do a little bit more in this movie, but they didn't really. But whatever, he's still really good though. I still really liked him. I thought he was a pretty good villain. I liked how he looked also. And the origin also, I think them changing his origin made a lot of sense because Aquaman's a thing. And I think that like the actor also did his best. He did his best. I think he did like a really good performance of Namor. And I'm not surprised if we get to see more of him. I've heard rumors that he might get like his own movie. And if he does, that'll be cool. I hope we get to see more of him to really like see what he can do, because so far from this movie, he did have also the best action scenes. And somehow they were able to make his fettered feet taken seriously. I have no idea how they're able to achieve that. But they did. And they didn't make a single joke about it. I was so happy that they didn't do that. Because Marvel has been doing that recently. Where sometimes it's at the point where I'm like, okay, you don't need to make fun of the comic book designs. Because if you are, then why did you add them in? I think that's a stupid thing to do. But they didn't do it in this movie, and I'm glad they didn't. And like I said, Namor is ferocious in this movie. Like he's really only lost one fight almost through the whole movie. He has been like wiping the floor, and they were just very lucky, I would say, that they were able to beat him because they found out Namor is kind of like it's kind of like his skin, because he can't breathe on land, but not for that long. So it's kind of like a dolphin. Or like a whale, where he's like, he can only like be on the surface for a certain amount of time, but he can still like, he can still do it, but it's just like his skin can dry up. He can breathe on land. It's very different because he's a mutant. They actually flat out say it. He is a mutant. So I don't know if they're implying the same way like the X-Men or like anything like that, but he is in like comics. He is actually a mutant. So they do like also say something quite interesting that I've also been wanting to talk about. M'Baku actually said after the fight with Namor when he just like destroyed basically Wakanda that he was as strong, like even stronger than the Hulk, and I was pretty shocked by that claim. And it kind of makes me wonder, is he actually stronger than the Hulk? Is he like kinetically, I probably butchered the word, but is he actually stronger than the Hulk? I've been kind of curious on this. Like, I don't know. I've seen him fight the Hulk. I don't remember him winning that much. Maybe he did, but I'm very like, I'm not really, I don't know that much about Namor's like full strength or not. I might have to do research on that, but I think that's a pretty interesting, because then technically, if that's true, he can technically rival Thor. Then that's pretty crazy. Like, I don't know, but I think that was pretty interesting to mention. And also, if any of you ask, there's the post-credit scene. There's no Doctor Doom. All right, I don't want to hear you guys say that. Oh, Doctor Doom was cut out of the movie. No, he just wasn't in it at all. Just don't be stupid. Come on. It's ridiculous. Namor is the actual villain. There's no twist villain or anything like that. Namor is the villain. You know. And he actually lives. He doesn't die in this movie. So that's, they're clearly going to use him. Okay. So here comes my last point, because we already moved on from Namor. So like I said, I'm making this review kind of short because I don't want to because I have there's so much stuff that I would have to it'll take way too long. It'll probably take 3 days for this video to upload. But this is one of my last points, and this is on T'Challa, because there is a post-credit scene. There's only one. And they do imply what they're going to do with T'Challa. I'm not the biggest fan of it. And I'll say what it is. Okay. So the post-credit scene is, the ending, is Shuri going to Black Panther's girlfriend. I don't remember her name. No, screw it. Before I do that, I'm actually going to look it up. Hold on. Black Panther. Let's see. Black Panther of interest. I'm going to look up her name. What's her name? Nike? I think her name is Nanika? I don't know. It's a weird name. I think it's Nanika or Naniki. That's what it says. I don't know. It's a hard name to really say, but Shuri goes to her house, and because before I forgot to mention, but Shuri's mom wanted Shuri to kind of cope a lot more, and she had these white clothing in the beginning of the movie that they wanted to burn because it's kind of like a ritual thing, I think. And she told Shuri to think about T'Challa. And she didn't really do that because she, it was so. It's like she didn't want to think about her brother in that way because she didn't, because it still feels like he's there basically. And she does it finally in the end of the movie. We do see Flash as T'Challa, and actually I forgot to mention also the opening. The MCU logo, by the way, I forgot to mention, because actually this is probably one of my favorite moments in this whole movie. The opening was fantastic with T'Challa's funeral. I really like that scene. But they had the MC opening, and usually they show the Marvel characters and all, and they play the music, da 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 da. They play that usually. They didn't do that in this movie. It was just quiet, and they just show T'Challa and not just T'Challa the character, but also Chadwick Boseman on set, everything about him, and I thought that was very cool. I really liked that because it really showed to me that they really did love Chadwick Boseman. They really wanted to dedicate this movie to him. It's still a sad thing that he died. It still shocks me. But back to what I was saying. They do show Shuri things about T'Challa, and that's the end of the movie. And we get to the post-credit scene. And Nanika, or Nike, whatever, how you say her name, has this kid with her. And says that that's her son, okay? And I was like, hold on. No way, that's what I think they're going to do. And I don't remember what the kid said his name was. But it was a weird name. But basically, she says, "Oh, this is your Aunt Shuri," And the kid, his other name, says, "No, I'm not actually named that. I am T'Challa. I'm Prince T'Challa, the son of King T'Challa." And I was thinking to myself, wait, hold on a second. So you're telling me the best way they're going to continue T'Challa's legacy is with T'Challa Jr., basically. For right now, I'm not the biggest fan of that. Because it feels like, to me, in my personal opinion, it's just a person imitating T'Challa who's just having his name. It's not actually T'Challa. And that doesn't really It feels really weird to me, and I'm not the biggest fan of that idea, and it's very cliche to me, and I just think that we need. I just feel like it doesn't really help for me. For me, it doesn't help me like really like get invested as much because it's like okay, this is not T'Challa though. It's just a person that a son that we never heard about, you know, and I'm and I don't know maybe it can be good, but and also also another thing I forgot to say also is like it kind of proves that hey look we're not gonna have Shuri's Black Panther anymore. It was just for this movie, and I expected that. But so then does that mean they're just gonna like age up T'Challa's Junior to as like a teen or adult? Is that like what they're actually gonna do? Like if that's the case, I don't know. It just seems super like it seems super cliche to me. I wish they at least implemented multiverse involved to actually have actual T'Challa. You know, it can be a different actor. And yeah, I know some people are like, "Oh, Chadwick Boseman cannot be replaced." Yes, he could. I understand that, and he doesn't, and he won't. But this is a different version. It can be a different version of T'Challa. That's a little bit more different. You know, not exactly the same, but a little more different. You know, just not someone who's acting like T'Challa. You know, and I think that's the I wish they would have done, but whatever. I can't say anything. I can't change that. And clearly, this is what's next for Black Panther is that probably the third movie or whatever Black Panther will show up will have this kid aged up to be the new Black Panther and the king of like Wakanda. And I don't know, maybe it can be good. We'll see. We'll see. But that's really all I can say about this movie. If I missed anything, I don't know, maybe I'll do like I'll do like a part 2 this review. But that's all I can think of I can say. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Also have a good Thanksgiving in a few days because it's gonna be Thanksgiving soon. So I'll do actually a Thanksgiving video, and also in December there's gonna be the Avatar movie, so I might do a review of that. So, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Bye bye now.